Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Sam Rhodes! Ooh, he's looking sharp. Who's your man? Keep that applause going. He's here to entertain you. Oh, yeah! What a sexy guy! I can't wait to see what he's got.
All right. That's what you get, you see, if you're full of showbiz razzle-dazzle. But you've got a budget of £0. My name is Sam Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, how are we? Just a heads up, I am an alternative comedian, right? So if you don't get my jokes, it's not because I'm not funny, it's because you're not alternative enough. Yeah. Ladies and gents, I am a party animal. Yes. Look at me, I'm a party animal. Unfortunately, the animal that I am is a pug. So I will come to your party, I will look at you funny, and I will breathe heavily. Also very prone to diabetes. That was a joke about a dog. 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 That was a joke about a dog.
Oh, Jesus Christ, where to start, eh, Sam? Yeah, I came to your gig last night. It was an interesting experience. Not much laughter, which you often expect at a comedy gig. I mean, you are technically a comedian, right? It wasn't a drama piece or anything.
Well, yeah. I find that people coming to comedy nights, they're almost laughing too much, you know. I don't want them to go home with a stitch. I don't want them to feel ill. I like to keep it quite loose, you know, more of a mild entertainment than a full-on belly laugh. I don't think this is working, do you?
Shall I come to you?
Yeah, come on.
What I'm doing here, I'm trying to learn how to do stand-up comedy. Bum 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 bum. Seinfeld, yay! Only at the recording someone actually knows what that is. That's the bass line from the TV show Seinfeld. He's a very famous observational comedian. So I'm going to do some observations. Yes, and you're going to laugh heartily. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. London's nice, isn't it? London is beautiful. Any hour of the day or night, you can walk around London town. You can see a show. You can go to the cinema. You can meet your friends. But I'll tell you what, London stinks of piss! Stinks of piss! Anywhere you go, it stinks of piss. It's horrible. Just trying to have a nice time. Trying to... Do you know why it stinks of piss? Because of you, sir. 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 Basically anyone with a penis. Stop pissing on things, guys. We're not dogs. We're people. That was observation 1.
So, have you ever thought about, I don't know, maybe doing something else? Well, you know, I've always kind of been one of these guys. It's either kind of comedy or nothing, you know. I went for the regular job and it just doesn't... I'm sorry, I can't do this. Yeah, your balls are sort of right on my leg.
Observation 2, yeah, observation 2. This one is birds. It's about birds. Then that fucking crow comes in, doesn't he? Ah! 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 What's wrong with him? Why can't he sing nicely? He's so fucking noisy, isn't he? He's like the death metal singer of the bird world. Ah! I live in a garage near a park. You can tell that by looking at me. I see the crows in the park and they wind me up. The crows are out there. I saw a crow the other day. He had a fag in his mouth. He was strutting around the park. Oh, I'm cock of the walk. I'm the best crow there is. Check me out. I've got a cigarette. I'm really cool. And the other crows were like, he is cool. I like him. Look at him. Oh, he's someone to imitate. He's he's like a Shoreditch trendy crow. He's great. But I knew he was a poser. I knew he was a poser. Do you know how I knew he was a poser, sir? No thumbs. He couldn't light it, could he? He was just carrying it about. Trying to look cool. All the cool crows die of cancer from smoking fags. He's got no chance. No fingers. What's he going to do? Set up a small rudimentary fire outside of his nest? He'll burn his nest down. Twat. That was observation 2. That was good, wasn't it? Observed something.
How long have you been attracted to the shape of a dinosaur?
Well, you know, I mean, do you remember that there was that pornographic video of like all these men dressed in dinosaurs, and it was a big joke. It was a big joke a couple of years back. Like all my friends were sending it to me. Ha ha! Look at this. Oh, it's so stupid. But I just saw it and I was just like, Do
you need a moment or?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Should we move on from dinosaurs?
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Observation 3. It's my favourite one. I was going to save it till last. Do you ever buy like cereal? Yeah? Breakfast cereal. You pour yourself a bowl of breakfast cereal and you look down in the box. There's one little wee toe. He's escaped the plastic, but he's in the box. Do you know what I mean? He's jumped out. He's all on his own. He's in the corner of the box. Now, what do you do with the wee toe in the corner of the box, right? He's out of the plastic. He's in the box. How long's he been out of the box? Do you eat that wee toe? Do you put him in the bowl? Or do you throw him away? You eat it. You're a madman. You're mad. Because that wee toe, you don't know how long he's been out of the plastic, do you? It might have been months. It might have been he's missed the boat when they've put him in the bag at the factory. Or it's like The Great Escape with wee toes. And he was in the bag, like, I don't want to be eaten. They're like, no, we've all got to go in the bowl, we've got to be eaten. He's like, no way. I want my own path. I don't want to be eaten. Do you know what happens to that wee toe? He gets thrown in the bin, doesn't he? He gets discarded. And in many ways, that's just like life. Because you try and do something, don't you? You try and do something. Usually you end up somewhere you don't like to be. Just all the time. And then you die. So in many ways, wee toes are just like people. They're also, you can have them if you're a vegetarian. Which is good. Anyway, I was on a bus the other day, right? There's 3 teenage boys sitting at the back of the bus. And I was very, very, very happy to find that the art of lying to your friends about sex is still very much alive and well in 2017. Boy turns to his mate again, he goes, hey, you know Chris from geography? He goes, yeah, I know Chris from geography. He told me he can suck his own dick. He says, no way, man! Chris is a liar, I can't even lick the tip of mine! Yeah. On the bus. Can't even lick the tip of mine. Feel free to join in. I can't even lick the tip of mine. 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 Because it's too far away, isn't it, gents? It's too far away.
Who is Sam Rhodes?
That's the question, isn't it? I mean, that's the big question.
In 3 words.
In 3 words. Okay. Bold. Overweight. Edwardian. Failure.
That's 4 words.
Failure.
Maybe you should have started with that one.
Failure. Failure.
There's a song in a musical. And it goes like this, right? There is nothing like a dame, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a dame. Thank you. I have heard, if you get a kitchen roll, put a rubber glove in it, fill it with Vaseline, feels about the same. Yeah. I found one on the bus and I was like, this looks good. I'll give this a little go. No, that's it. That's it. It's not just, I'm not just making up hours of research. Hours of research.
How did you get into comedy?
It's a funny story, that actually. I was only 12 years old, and my grandmother was very, very sick, and my father said to me, you should go in and see your grandmother because she hasn't got long left. You know, any minute now that could be it. So I went in the room with her, and I just felt really, really awkward. You know, I felt really sort of, oh, dead grandma, she's dying. I don't know. I didn't know how to deal with it. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll tell her a joke. And I thought to myself, what's the best joke I know as a 12-year-old boy? So I turned to her and I said, where do you weigh, Grandma, where do you weigh whales? And of course she didn't answer. She was way too ill. Then I just said, the railway station. And I laughed. I mean, I laughed. It broke the tension. I laughed so much. And as I was laughing, she crossed over. You know, she died as I was laughing. And when my mum came in and I was just laughing with my dead grandmother next to me, she started laughing. And then she started crying. And then she laughed again, and I learnt the power of laughter. And then I thought I should do this. And now, you know, obviously my mum doesn't speak to me anymore, but for that moment, she laughed, you know.
I'm 30-ish, and I'm 30-ish now, and I've been bottling up my emotions for a long time. So now what happens, I'm sitting at home on my own, middle of the night, I've had a bottle of wine, and I'll be watching something. And all of a sudden I'll be overcome with emotion and I'll get a bit teary, yeah? But it's not like proper things, it's not like the end of a romantic film and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, they got together. Literally the other day, it was the new Star Wars movie. I was having a little cry because I was like, oh, it's so close to George Lucas's original vision. You know, and it just made me cry. I was feeling all emotion. I was watching a show the other day about comic books, because I fucking love comic books, and Stan Lee was on it, right? And the thought that Stan Lee might die made me cry. Not the fact that he will die, the fact that he might die And then he won't be about to give that same interview he's given for 30 years about how he created the Hulk. Because we all need to film that at least another 30 times before he does die. I come up with all the superheroes. I came up with their names, so Peter Parker, PP. Bruce Banner, BB. It was just so I could remember it and make sure that when I wrote it down it was the same. We need him alive to do this, guys! It made me cry.
What is comedy to you? What does it mean? Is that your answer? What are you doing? I don't understand.
A story about aging in a jazzy style. I hope that's looped all right. Close enough. Skeet up, ba ba da ba. Skeet up, ba ba ba. Skeet ba ba. The other day, I went out on a Friday night to meet an old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a while. And we laughed and we joked. It had been about 10 years since we'd seen each other. And at the end of the night, I got home and I said to my girlfriend, God, he got fat. As you do. Because he's got old, you know, he got fat. And then it hit me, the realisation. Oh my God. I bet he also went home and said to his girlfriend, Sam's got fat, hasn't he? You've seen Sam, he's got fat. And I spied myself in the mirror and I realised I'd become a fat dude. Skid up, da do do, ba do do, fat dude. Skid up, da do do, ba do do, bow. Now, no one plans to be a fat man, do they? It's something that just happens over time. You don't go, right, I'm going to be a fat guy. You just don't do the work, do you, over time, and then you're a fat man. So what happened was, I said to myself, I said, hey, Sam, are you gonna lose the weight? Are you gonna change so you're not a fat guy anymore? And then I thought, wait a minute. Skid up. Wait a minute. What if I go the other way? What if instead of trying to lose the weight, I go competitive? What if instead of losing the weight, I go the other way and I go, right, let's double down. Let's go for the grand prize. Let's go for world's fattest man. Yes. Because it can't be that hard, can it, to become world's fattest man? It's hard to lose the weight to become the world's thinnest man. But it's not hard. Skid up to be the world's fattest man. So I thought, yes, I will stop exercising. I will stop moving and I shall become sedentary. And maybe I can become Britain's fattest man. And when I become Britain's fattest man, they'll do a photo shoot with me with the Sun newspaper, where I'm eating a very large English breakfast. Yes, and it's balanced on my paunch. Skid up, doo-da-doo-doo, world's fattest man. And then I will continue to eat and become more globulous and full of rolls. And they will do a photo shoot with the Sun when I am Europe's fattest man. And I will be eating a continental breakfast, balanced on my paunch. Skid up, continental breakfast. Then, if I really double down, and I work especially hard, I could become America's fattest man. And then they'll do a photo shoot with me, eating a very large pile of pancakes for the Sun, balanced on my porch. World's fattest man. Yeah. Click your fingers. I do it with a straight face. Then in my final victory, I'll have eaten so much that I'm statistically the largest man in the world. And the Sun will do a photo shoot with me, where I'm eating the mean average food of the entire world. And because most of the world is Chinese, I'll be eating noodles.
Can you stop doing that, please?
Ah!
Fuck!
Comedy. It's a setup. It's an expectation, and then it's a broken expectation. We set it up, rule of threes. Glasses down, glasses up, stroke the beard, rule of threes. And then when you're not expecting it, violence.
Right, but I didn't laugh.
My granddad, right? My granddad was in World War II. And in World War II, he was a plane. He was a bomber plane. He moved to the country and was built into the shape of a plane. And a group of men climbed inside him and dropped the atom bomb on Japan. My great-granddad was a triangle. And he was in a relationship with a circle. And at that time, it's not like today when you can have a relationship with whoever you want. At that time, triangles and circles couldn't get married. If you went out to the park, there'd be a separate drinking fountain for triangles and circles. He wasn't allowed to marry his true love. But against all odds, they got married and had their daughter, who was an octagon. My uncle Christopher is a homosexual and has subsequently been banned from actual events. Because he's married to an otter! He's married to a man who's an otter! My brother is 27 feet tall, and he's younger than me. And when we were little, I used to tease him and say, "You're never going to be taller than me." I said to him, "You're never going to be taller than me because you're younger than me." And then he grew up to be 27 foot tall, purely out of spite, just because he hated me. And now he turns up at my house and he puts his foot on top of it and he goes, "I'm taller than you! What are you going to do about it?" And I can't do anything because I'm tiny compared to him. My nephew is half person, half ruler. And whenever she turns up at sporting events, they use her to measure whether or not people are in or out in tennis. And she finds it dehumanising. I do like... Do you want one more? Yeah. Oh, God, all right. My dad is a normal man. Except for if you look at him closely, his skin is polygons. He's actually a computer program made by the government in the 70s to infiltrate the British home. And he's fine, he's like a normal man, but sometimes before he goes to bed, he needs to be plugged in. And he just gets an error message on his face that says, "I'm not a man, I'm a computer program. And if you don't charge me up, I don't work anymore." He's married to my mum, who is a tennis racket, strung with human skin, and in the shape of a bag of marbles. This has gone right off the rails, this bit. I am a man who is a blank mixed with a blank, and then I had a baby and I threw him in the river. But then he joined the underground society and he came back to haunt me with his webbed fingers. My fucking son and his webbed fingers. When I'm trying to sleep, he puts his webbed fingers on my face and it creeps me out. I can feel the webbing brushing against my eyelids. He's got gills. And what he does is he put coins in his gills. And then when he breathes out, the coins spill onto the floor. And he makes the noise of a coin falling on the floor. And he says, "That's for you, Dad. That's money you could have spent raising me. But instead it spills out my gills onto the floor. Because I'm a merman, Dad, I'm a merman. Get used to it. But I'll never accept him because he's a merman. And I'm a human. No.
I've got to be out
No.
of it.
Just shush, yeah? Shush. Do you normally wear glasses?
No.
Oh. I think that's fine. Is that the beard how you usually have it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it alright if we just...
No, shush. Nearly finished, and then you can do your. Then you can do yours. Once I've had mine.
Let's hear it for all of our acts and all of you. Nice big round of applause. You've been fantastic. I have been Sam Rhodes. Thank you very much. Good night. Buy me a drink if you like. I'm very poor.
Do you want to come back to my place? Do you want to come back to mine?
We're done, alright? That's it. I've given you 6 hours. Most of that is unusable. I'm finished.
But I'm full of good stories.
No. No, Sam, you're not.
Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go.